Hello Crescendo fans, this is Hideki Yamaya and today I would like to talk to you about this instrument right here. This is the Baroque Guitar, and over the years I've played this on numerous occasions with the group, so I'm sure some of you have seen me on stage with this. This is a type of guitar that was popular throughout Europe from the early 17th century until the end of the 18th century. But it was in particular popular in Spain, Italy, and France. And back then they called it the Spanish guitar because that's where it was first developed. And it was developed from an earlier version of the guitar that we now call the Renaissance guitar, which was smaller and had fewer strings. And in Spain, they added the extra strings and made it a little bit larger. And this is the standard size of Baroque guitar. But they came in different sizes. They came in families of instruments, like a lot of the instruments back then. And so this is a standard E guitar. And this one here is a smaller A guitar. So the biggest differences between this and a modern guitar are obviously the number of strings. So a modern guitar has 6 single strings, whereas this thing has 5 double strings. So it's missing the low E, but everything else is the same. E, B, G, D, A, but they're in pairs. The top string is very often single, so the way I have it strung up now, it has 9 strings. Now, all the chord shapes are the same as a modern guitar, except for it's missing the low string. The other major difference is the frets, if you can see, are tied pieces of gut, as opposed to a modern guitar, which has inlaid metal frets. And the reason for that is so that you can move the frets and in effect basically tune the fingerboard how you want it. And the strings back then would have been of gut. I use synthetic strings. But just like the frets, the strings would have been gut. And this particular model, as you can see, has a curved back. And most modern guitars have a flat back these days. And the ornament here in the sound hole, this is called the rose. And they are made of layered parchment. And it has no effect on the sound, it's just for looks. But it was a very common feature for these instruments. So the Baroque guitar was most popular in Spain, Italy, and then France, but it was played all over Europe. And then from Spain, it eventually ended up in Latin America. It was a popular instrument for Spaniards to take to the New World because of its portability. And it became a very popular instrument in Latin America. And it's the reason why people associate Latin American folk music with guitars today. And in Latin America, it changed form and they came up with their own versions of guitars. Now, as I mentioned before, there's quite a sizable solo repertoire for this instrument, but it was also used quite a lot in vocal music and dancing because of its percussive and chordal nature. And it was instrumental in the development of certain styles of music, the development of music from the Renaissance into the Baroque, from polyphonic music to a more chordal harmonic style of music. Now, I'd like to finish by playing a piece by Santiago de Murcia, who was a Spanish composer whose really important collection of music, the Saldiva Codex, was discovered in Mexico. And so some historians speculate that he ended up in Mexico and was working there. So I will play for you a hakaras, a kind of dance from this collection. And this piece employs both strumming technique and pluck technique, which are the two major ways of playing this guitar. So plucking, punteado, is basically playing lute style, and strumming, rasgueado, is strumming style. So I hope you enjoy, and thanks for listening.